y'all. First and foremost, before we even get into it, I'm just here because today I feel like I am compelled to talk about the, most talked about topic today, which is the Kendrick Lamar halftime performance. And when I first watched it, I was over there, I got back in the character with the Compton Cowboys, and that environment, those type of environments are not environments to actually receive the message properly. So when I first watched it, I didn't receive the message, if there was a message properly, because I couldn't even really hear. But so I came home and I looked on the TV, because I told people, I said, I don't really want to give my thorough response on how I felt about it until I get to really get into it. So I came home last night and I got into it. And today I'm going to get into it with you. I slept on it. And even in my dreams, I slept on it. And I came up with some visions. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Give me a second. I'm like, no.
No. Too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up.
All right, we're going to stop it right there. All right, first of all, we're going to enter the introduction. Samuel L. Jackson plays Uncle Sam. Uncle Samuel also was on the Django. Acting like a Uncle Tom. Right? So we got that. We got that, Samuel L. Jackson popping up. Sometimes you got to pop out and show them. Okay? First of all. And then you got Kendrick, who goes into a song that I'm looking at the Breakfast Club earlier, and they're like, I don't even know what that is. That's Bodies. And I don't know if it was supposed to be an add-on to GNX or if there's going to be a GNX deluxe album. Don't know. But let's go and look at dive into those lyrics, because people don't understand why he opened up to that. Right? Reincarnated with my love, my Gemini twin best. So first of all, I just had to say that because I'm a Gemini. So, twin. What's up, twin? What's up, twin? It's a good day to be a Black Aboriginal Gemini. Hello. But it's the part where he goes and says, no more handshakes and hugs. The energy circulate through us. No more handshakes and hugs. The energy only circulate through us. First of all, if you can look around the world and you see all of these culture vultures, right? The energy been circulating through us, right? People say, why is it the black vote? Why isn't there a white? Or Kanye said that, right? Why is there a black vote? Why don't we talk about the white vote? Because the black vote is the one that they get to influence the people, right? Not saying that, as we can see, when it comes to a black woman, it's not going to influence all the people, but the black people are the influence, right? We have been the influence. So they use us as the influence, as the culture. When they want to press a message or push a message, they push it to us, right? We've been used as a weapon to brainwash people, and I don't think people understand that, right? Through our music, through our culture, through, athletes. Right? You always got an athlete who got to push a message, right? When it came to the whole Middle East situation, LeBron James, I don't want to misspeak, but like Stephen A, I think, spoke on it, right? And then when you got people who are pressing the message, that's why Kyrie got buck broken, because that wasn't the message that they wanted to push. Even though all he did was put a link out there, that wasn't something that they wanted the people to see. And they understand that he has influence. So when you see these Chinese people rapping, you see these people in London rapping, and everybody wanting to get into the black entertainment industry and rocking the locks and just all this, the swag, the verbiage, right? It's called AAVE, right? African American vernacular English, right? You see people like when they speak, they try to speak like us, and then people be like, "What's talking black?" Y'all know what talking black. This is talking black, right? Can I put on a? And you know what talking white is, right? Because it's called code switching. When you go to the job and you're like, "Yes," instead of just being yourself, because you can still be articulate and talk black, right? All it means is that you got a little je ne sais quoi. Y'all take it as be offended. No, I take it as I got a little je ne sais quoi when I walk in the room. Period. Okay? Um, okay, he says that. Let's go back. No more handshakes and hugs. The energy only circulate through us. So no more handshakes and hugs. Like, I'm not about to be doing this fake stuff with y'all. We know what this is. We know that you need us. So just say that. We're not about to be faking it no more. Okay? Everybody must be judged. We are in a day of judgment. So you will be judged for the things that you do. But this time, God only favoring us. Like, let's be real. If you a chosen people and you a chosen one, like Kendrick is a chosen one, you know, when you chosen, you have certain conversations with, you know, your almighty God. Some of y'all keep mocking, and I'm just getting upset with y'all because it is going to be what it is for you. But when you have these conversations with your Most High Yahweh, Yah, etc., Allah, etc., then you know it's us. It's us. It's you the chosen one, right? So be that. Then we could go, you know, deeper into it where he says, you would not have a soul even as I had told you to stand next to Johnny and Q. To me, Johnny and Q is John Q, right? The one that ran in there to get his son a heart. Could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I gathered from that. And then we go into squabble up. Squabble up. You know what squabble up? That's that AAVE, right? That's that cold talk. Hey, we about to squab. Keep talking about the squabble up. What's up? And you know, that's when we get out there at the party, we be turned up. But that's not what they want. I mean, they don't want us to be active, hype like that, right? So then that's when you get Uncle Sam come back on stage and say, hey, that's a little too much. That's a little too, as they would say, ghetto. Tone it down. Do you know how to play the game? You know what they want you to do. So then he goes into be humble. It been a bad day for me. Hey. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. All right. So then, okay, this is perfect. So then he going to be humble. Sit down, which is a great, right? That's what you're basically insinuating. Don't be ghetto. Stay in your place. Be humble. Sit down. Right? Do what you're supposed to do. But in reality, we got this is the visual representation, right? Now he brings out visible representation in this song when he has, you know, this group of black Aboriginal male copper colored skinned people, because I know we talk semantics on here, right? I don't really have a problem with black, just to let you guys know. I don't have because people aren't white. Black people aren't black, white people aren't white. I don't really have, you guys are trying to make, you know, it is what it is, honestly. I'm going to be honest with you with that. But for the sake of, you know, identifying today, the visual representation of the black Aboriginal people being the flag, and then the certain movements that they make to let you know the country has been built on the backs of my people. So like before I mentioned, you're gonna put some respect on my people. Right? We're not going for that no more. We're not going for that no more. Right? It's called progress. As the rest of you guys are regressing, my people are going to progress. So you're either going to accept this progress or you're not really going to have a choice. Because not only are we becoming more militant as a people, we are becoming more intellectual as a people. It doesn't matter which history you hide. You would have to get rid of too many of us because we know what's going on. Like, I talk to people who don't know their history that are not my people. Even some of my people don't know their history. But I talk to people outside of my culture who have no clue of history at all. Not my history, not their history. So it's like they are now taking the place of where we used to be. And we try to help redirect them into the light. But it doesn't matter because we know what we did, because we know our history now. And even if we didn't know our history, you threw the systemic part of our history in our faces for so many years. We knew that if you didn't know anything, you knew that we built this country. So keep playing. Oh, and then even in that part, after the end of Be Humble, you see all the people scatter off. To me, that's like gunshots. I don't know. Like, I think it was like a blah at the end. To me, that's what black people do when we hear gunshots. We scatter off, right? Everybody else might be looking like, what's going on? You know what we do. I don't need, I'm using my sensory motor skills as far as what do I hear? Which direction does this sound like they coming in? All right, and I'm getting up out of here. So that's what I got from that as well. Represented the yard, right? So now you get to see, okay, they actually, like, you see the poles, you see, the inmates, because the people are, the performers are also dressed like inmates. They're dressed to me like, in certain parts of the performance, like inmates, civilians, Bloods and Crips. And that's what I seen when I first watched it, because I didn't get to, like I said, I didn't get to hear what was going on with Uncle Sam or none of that. So once I got to get home, I'm like, okay, these people are not just representing Bloods and Crips. These people are representing the American people as well, because they're representing civilians. So we have to address that as well, and how also Uncle Sam, going back to Uncle Sam, telling him what to do, right? That's like the American people. The American people will be like, tell you, this is where you have, this is systemic, right? So the American people follow this systemic code, this blueprint, this oppressive blueprint, right? This indoctrination, right? And they'll tell you, you have to be within these guidelines. And if you're not, we as a people have to get you back in order, right? That's where the cancel culture comes in. No, you have to do this. You have to say this. Kanye is a great example, even though I do not, let's be clear, agree with the things that he be saying. Some things, it'd be like 10 completely effed up tweets, and then it might be one good one. But it's the people trying to control and dictate who gets canceled, who doesn't get canceled, who needs to stay in line, who doesn't need to stay in line. If you always see, it's always, okay, at the number one, it's always the black woman who has to stay in line. Corsette Michelle as a primary example. She can go perform at the inauguration and be canceled because nobody was, I won't say nobody was checking for her, but she was at the stardom of the rest of the people, as you see the last one, right? Now you guys are flip-flopping if you want to cancel. Like, I don't believe in cancel culture. I believe that if somebody likes you enough, they'll make enough excuses for you, right? And everybody, it's all subjective. And people shouldn't have to. If people should be able to stand on what they believe. If you agree with something, you agree, and that's that. Right? Just like Donald Trump, right? He says no gender identity crisis. Had it been other people, like now people are able to say, I agree with him. But a few months ago, people were not even able to say, I don't agree with that, right? After the Zaya Wade stuff happened, it was like you wasn't able to have an opinion. After Boosie, you wasn't able to have an opinion on that and other things. I think that people should be able to stand on what they say. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech, and you guys will say, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. But my thing is, you guys want everybody to be the same. So going back to the visual representation of the prison yard, right? You're in a mental prison. Some of you guys are in a mental prison where you think that I can't go outside the box. I can't say what I want to say because if everybody doesn't agree with me, or if more people disagree with me than agree with me, I'm canceled. That's not how it should work. It should work like you should use logic. Like some people are religious people. So when it comes to harlotry, adultery, talking about my body, my choice, no, in the scripture, you're a harlot. And I should be able to say, you're practicing harlotry. You're sleeping with a married man, or you're sleeping with a married woman, or you're married and you're sleeping around. You're not only practicing harlotry, but you're practicing adultery. Fornication. So a lot of you are practicing fornication. And I should be able to say that's what you're doing without my body, my choice. Well, your body, your choice, but freedom of consequence, right? And the consequence for you, because I have to be honest, it's not good if you're a religious person. And that's just that. Like, you guys will throw religion out the window to accommodate for your actions. But then cancel people who just have an opinion. Actions and opinions. Let's make it make sense. All right. Let's make it make sense. So, again, there we go with the prison yard. Multiple representations.
Burn this thing down, don't you play with me, stay with me. Crashing out right now, hit it, sit with me. Did it with integrity. These boys try to handle me, just wait and see. Well, what I be spilling, this shit ain't to me. Dangerous me, ain't no changing me, ain't no changing me. Ain't no coin, you want the dangerous me or the famous me? How annoying. From the points in the game I speak, ashamed me. This important, I deserve it all because it's mine. Why you think you deserve
the greatest of all time?
Yo, culture cheat code. Scorekeeper. Deduct one life.
All right. So then he like, oh. So then I don't think a lot of people caught this. He said, first of all, they out there on the yard, bobbing their heads. They got grills on. They got locks. Like the blackest of the black, the cream of the crop, right? So then Samuel comes out like, oh, so you brought your homeboys with you. Scorekeeper. Deduct one life. Hello? I mean, I don't think I need to say any more about that. I'm going to stop it right here because right here he shows the X, right? The X is in the game, right? You in the game still. The X is on the control. I could go get my remote control, but y'all know my remote control. See, AAVE, my remote control. I had to go get my remote control. So the X on the remote control, right? The X is represented on the remote control. It's part of the game. But not only is the X a part of the game, the remote control, the X is part of the blueprint of a prison yard. Right? So if you go just look at prison yards, you'll see that there's one specific one that's a representation of there's the whole prison yard is just full of X's. And I'll probably put that on the screen. But the detail, that's detail. When we go into detail about even that's part of the visual representation.
I want to make a move. I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love the Super. What song? Yeah, that song.
And then leading up into the Drake, you know, the they're not like us. It's like he toying with the audience, like can he even do it? Is he even allowed to do? Is he allowed to do it? Right? Is he allowed to do it? Because we didn't really get. I don't know if we really got a definitive answer of, you know, if it was banned, if it wasn't banned, if, you know, when they withdraw, if that meant he could perform it. You know, was he gonna perform it? Because it was people talking about he shouldn't do it. He should do it. He shouldn't do it. Going back and forth, like trying to dictate again what he want to do. Why do y'all think that y'all got opinions on what people could do or say? Like me, I have opinions, right? Very valid opinions. My opinions are the law of, you know, the moral law, the law of life, the law of religion and holy scripture. Those are my opinions that I form. Outside of that, I might have like little opinions here and there, but I don't be going around telling nobody because my opinion does not matter. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't dictate what people do. People should do what they want to do. You guys are always inserting your opinions somewhere where nobody asked. Just live your life. How about that? And if you're not contributing to the collective progress of our people, what are you talking about? I'll be looking at y'all comments. Y'all be telling people what they should or not do with their kids. And the stuff they be doing with their kids, you should show your kid. You should not show your kid. Like, they should do whatever they want to do with their kid. You should shut the hell up and mind your business. Don't you got some kids? And if you don't, shut your ass up. Because I don't. And I don't got an opinion what these people do with their kids unless their kids are contributing to the detriment of my community. I don't care.
Maybe I think about it. Know what? Slow it down. Say, ladies, do me this side.
Then we get SZA.
Oh, you lost your damn mind. This world of mine. Hey,
I'm gonna fast forward past the SZA part because, you know, shout out to the Black Queen. Shout out to the goddess, SZA. You know, doing your thing, looking beautiful up there. This is a stage to share with just a beautiful Black queen, right? Who has had her own hardships in her career. And has, you know, y'all always got something to say about her too. Shut up. Nobody cares about your opinions. That's really what it is. Nobody cares about what y'all talking about. Shut the hell up. Back to the prison yard. Then you got I didn't even peep this. Then he has on the yard in this particular scene where it's the main yard, right? Then you got your sections, right? You got your blocks, as you might say. Let's just say you got your blocks. So then he got the X and then the O in one of the scenes, which is another visual representation as well, right? And then we talk about cell block ones. We get into the they not like us. Like, are you on this block? Nah, you know we don't. You know what happened to people on that block? You better not ever go to cell block one. Anybody? Just make sure you hide your little sister from them. Okay. So this was another. I mean, I like the whole thing. I ain't even gonna act like it's a favorite part that I have to it. But this part. All right, fast forward and past that. So now Samuel like, yes, we slowed it all the way down. This is what the people want. They want you to stay in line. Then you hear the "They Not Like Us" soundtrack in the back, right? The instrument on the back. Then he like, I told you to stay in line. Let's go, Kenny.
40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music.
40 acres and a mule. So then, you feel me? That ain't even part of the song. 40 acres and that's the message. 40 acres and a mule. Oh, you really about to do it? 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music. Message. I'm not just here for the music. Y'all said y'all was going to give us 40 acres and a mule, and then you revoked it. You took it back. That's some bullshit. Because you know, those that know, that our ancestors owned land. A part of the paper genocide was not only to disrupt you from your name and where you're from, but where you're from, some of us, are from indigenous tribes. Right? Some people, my belief is people got brought over here. Right? Because some people don't believe people got brought over here. And people were here. That's documented. Right? That's documented through science. So for those people who cannot get that through their head, there's scientific documentation from anthropologists that say who was here. And some of the people that were here were black. Jane Elliott says it as well. If you believe everything that she says, I don't believe everything that she says, but there's too many people backing this fact. Right? So some people's paper genocide is that you're indigenous, you should already be receiving tribal benefits. Period. That's your 40 acres and a mule. Then the rest who were brought over here and some taken to different lands from here, some black aboriginals were here, taken to Jamaica, taken to England, taken to Africa, right? They didn't just take people from Africa, they took people from America as well. Brazil, the islands as well, and took them other places, right? There was people everywhere. At this point, people have migrated from the East, if that's what you would say. Some people don't believe in that. I believe people migrated from the East. From my studies, that's what I get. So the people who were brought here, right, at some point, some people had land. Freed slaves, freed men, whatever the case may be. And through paper genocides, because they didn't want you to be able to come back and trace back this information, it was destroyed. So when people say, what tribe are you from? You wouldn't know because you got treated as a slave does not mean that you came from Africa. Right? People were prisoners of wars as well, which means that they were in their land. And they and they were slaves. They were made slaves. So everything that happened in slavery happened to these freed men, Aboriginal, indigenous, whatever you subscribe to, people as well. I don't understand why that's just common sense that people don't understand. So they were supposed to get their 40 acres and a mule signed off by, I forgot the man's name, James, I think his name. I don't even want to even get into that because I'm going to mess up his name and be mad when I look back at his name. And they revoked that. They took it back. So they agreed upon giving the 40 acres and a mill. So when people be like, why do people want reparations? First of all, everybody gets reparations besides black people. So you thought it was okay for these people to get reparations and these people to get reparations, but for the people that endured the worst genocide in the history of history, you don't want them to get anything. But you benefit off of their land. Make it make sense. Like, don't come and ask me why black people want reparations. Black people deserve reparations. You're talking about systemic oppression to pull black people back, all right? To keep them down here, because really they started off up here. But we don't want people to know that they started off up here. So we want all these people that are in between to think that the black people started down here when they really started up here. And they had all this, including gold and diamonds and all this stuff, that we ended up locking in a vault and giving them paper in exchange that has no value. Now we're talking about digital currency that has no value. And we don't want to give them nothing. We give them projects and ghettos. Shut up. Where's my 40 acres and a mill, like Kendrick said?
Yeah, they try to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
You try to rig the game, right? That can go for two people. Then he gives you the little smirk, right? That's two people. They try to rig the game, but their influence is fake. White influence is fake influence. It's not even influence. It is literally bondage. It is literally forcibly influenced, right? And you can also say that with Drizzy. Just like earlier in that, I don't know if you listen to the album where he says, where he talks about rappers with ghostwriters. Like, what part of the game is that? Your influence was fake because it wasn't you the whole time. It's like being in a relationship with somebody and you think that they're this type of person because that's what they presented to you. And then they have a journal with all this documentation of who they really are. And you start reading the journal and you realize that they're fake, that they've created a lifestyle. Or you start meeting the people around them and you realize that they created this illusion. That's what the colonizers did.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm slacking, I'm rapping, and like,
They sound finna crash on his body. Everybody just crash, right?
She gotta pop out the show. Certified working man, I'm the one that up the stove. Writing it down the whole time, I know he got some more. It's on fully your bro. I hear you like you dumb. You look like I'm gonna sell black one. They talk to me in love. Just make sure you have your little sister from them. They tell me just the only one that you told him down. Party at the party playing with his nose down. Why I got a real case? Why I see around? Certified lover boy, certified. Pop, 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 pop. I'm on the cook. Pop, 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 pop. I'ma do myself. Why you talking like a bitch? You tired? Trying to strike a chord and probably ain't my girl. They not like us. No, they not like us. No, they not like us.
Okay, Serena. Then you even got the circle at the end where you about to introduce the TV off. Where when we turn up, when we used to get buck and used to get hype, everybody used to form a circle, right? Even when you used to catch that fade, people used to form a circle around you, right? That's also symbolism here of all of that. You got people on the outsides watching in, looking in. My style. Man, somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Turn the TV off, turn the TV off. Hey, hey, turn the TV off, turn the TV off. Hey, hey, turn the TV off. Master! That's bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Hey, turn the TV off, turn the TV off. Hey, hey, turn the TV off, turn the TV off. Hey, hey, turn the TV off, turn the TV off. Hey, hey, turn the TV off, turn this. TV off was great because TV off, the halftime show was over. We end with the game over. The game is over. The game is over means that the game is over, period. Like, it could be the game over for Drizzy, which I don't think that he was really even really concerned with Drizzy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt like it was like, I gotta do it. Like, and I don't even like to do the astrology thing. I think that's just anybody. Like, when you talk about a man, when you talk about people, when you talk about ego, all right, it just becomes I'm gonna do it because y'all keep trying to tell me I can't do it, and then I know that's what y'all want to hear, so I'm gonna do it because you feel me. But I'm not trying to even drag the situation because I don't want to make it about you. But it is also relevant. And the game could be over for you, but to me, symbolism, because I don't really care about the Drake stuff, right? That doesn't really affect me, my life, right? The drama, I don't really care about it. But the game over is, to me, a symbolism of this whole performance was the game of the system. It's over. Some of us are not playing the game anymore. Some of you guys will remain in the game because y'all like playing games. But people like me, I opt out. I'm part of the 92% who was not going to vote until God was just like, you got to vote. I laid it on God, and God just kept showing me the signs that, okay, just vote, just vote, just vote. Regardless of what you believe, just vote. Because at the end of the day, I voted to stand with my people. While some communities did not stand with their people and they divided their people, I opted into standing with my 92% and 84 or 87, 82 to 4% of Aboriginal, copper color, black people in America. I opted in with them. I told them, those 80 whatever percent and those 92%, the 92% of us black women, hey, I'm with you. Forget the rest of the stuff. Forget my views in general. I want to stand with you. And that's what the other communities chose not to do. And they don't understand, because I talk to people in those communities and they don't understand what it looks like from the outside. They only see what it looks like from their perspective, their personal, selfish view, because they voted from a personal, selfish view. We were selfless. Some of us actually, not some of us, because I'm not a part of that, some of us. Some people probably actually wanted to vote for the other side. I'm part of the us that didn't want to vote at all, but chose to stand with my people. Period. So, for some of us, the game has ended. It doesn't matter. Although we need that reparations, I need mine. I'm not going to sit here and beg you for it. Beg and plead and At the end of the day, I'm going to get mine, regardless. And my Almighty is going to help me get mine. And believe that. It's happening. AAVE is happening. So, the game is over. Turn that TV off.